how Bach expressed words in music. A few observations about depicted emotions and how it moves our minds. In 1733, Bach composed a festive birthday cantata for a queen. The text by an unknown author consists mainly of congratulations. "Today is the day when everyone wants to be happy," is the opening line of the first recitative. It concludes with the words, "I'm not afraid of storms, lightning, dark clouds, dark weather." This metaphor seduced Bach into lively musical word painting. The storm is illustrated by turbulent 30-second notes. The word blitz, lightning, is followed by a dissonant flash of light and thunder. In Bach's autograph, the music is notated on a sheet with the closing bars of the opening piece. There was not much room left for the recitative. The vividly painted weather drama took place in a small space. Calligraphically, words and music came under pressure. The word lightning now rolls directly out of the turbulent storm, and the flash of light is ignited from the word blitz. Bach's scores are remarkably rich in this kind of visual poetry. Here it is unintentional, but profound art has the ability to open up in all kinds of direction. The 16th century composer Vincenzo Galilei is credited with the invention of the recitative. He was a passionate advocate of well-tempered tuning. At the court of Bavaria, he tuned a keyboard accordingly, and it was very sweet to hear. That keyboard was strung like a lute. Bach owned 3 such instruments. Vincenzo's dream was to recreate an ancient Greek music festival in an historically accurate way. He composed a huge series of dances and romanesca in all minor and major keys to demonstrate that all moods can be expressed. The 11th romanesca consists of no less than 2,000 bars, 100 variations on a theme that was very suitable for reciting epic poetry. His sharp tongue and rigid ideas sidetracked him from the group of artists who developed the first opera. But Galilei's creative experiments with singing poetry by Dante and Ariosto had a lasting impact on the recitative. The text must be clearly understandable, with simple melodies and sparse accompaniment. Each verse has to be set in one singular mood. In the cantata meine, Seele, sad and cheerful pieces follow each other. Bach composed with lightning speed. For this second happy part, he would first select one metaphor from the text. He had a preference for images that describe how things move. We walk hastily, with weak but eager steps. Perfect inspiration for form and meter, mode and motif. We hear a violin taking steps. The continuo emphasizes the unsteadiness of the steps through tone repetitions. Soprano and alto are quickly chasing each other in canon. The motifs that depict walking in music are also applied to the other sentences. Now everything walks. Only the last word, happily, motivates extra cheerful notes. Charles Rosen, the godfather of musicology, wrote about the unity of sentiment in Bach's music. With a few exceptions, such as in improvisational pieces, one emotion rules. Rosen mentions one clear deviation, the opening choir of the St. Matthew Passion. 2 motifs sound. A contrasting chorale tune is superimposed on the choral melody. Let us look at the opening piece of the cantata meine, Seele to examine Rosen's statements. The soprano, supported by an horn, sings a chorale fantasy in long note values in late medieval style. 3 lower accompanying voices decorate the melody in the manner of a 16th century motet. The 8 chorale phrases have their own melody. The chorus verse structure comes from the Baroque Italian concerto. The continuo plays a chaconne, a repeatedly descending mournful bass line in the beat of a Spanish saraband. That theme alternates with a joy motif. In some places we find musical word painting. The words "pleasant word" appear in the singing voices with a shortened motive of the continuo that now suddenly sounds friendly. The overwhelming yet harmonious collage of styles and motives all serve to express consolation through suffering. But there is no unity of emotion. It was no exception either. The impact of words is also influenced by their place in the annual cycles of church music. The music from the Queen's Birthday cantata was used again in the Christmas oratorio. A different story, for which Picander wrote the libretto. The opening piece starts with a drum roll. Picander repraised the opening line, "Drums, make yourself heard," by "Cheer, be happy." Bach initially went along with this, but he changed his mind. He preferred the close connection between the music and the original words. So he crossed out a new line and wrote the old text. This was atypical for his actions, because there are many examples in which he had the text replaced without a second thought. For his arrangement of Pergolesi's Stabat Mater, he had the Latin replaced by a German text. Pergolesi's text is a medieval poem that dwells on Maria weeping and mourning the death of her son. Bach knew the loss of a child all too well from his personal life. The German text of his adaptation is Psalm 51, an ancient text taught from a man full of guilt about his sins. Pergolesi applied many lively musical word paintings, which now highlighted Psalm 51. Mater, mother, became vater, father, a perfect fit. Replacing words did not go so smoothly everywhere. In this passage, Pergolesi emphasizes the word wounds. But the psalm passage is about room, fame and glory. Bach set both the words wounds and fame, Wunden und Ruhm, to music more than 30 times in his cantatas. Wunden is expressed in a broad spectrum of moods: sweet, solemn, gloomy, calm, passionate, serious, cheerful, aggressive, adoring, sorrowful. Room is expressed relaxed, uncertain, thoughtful, exuberant, cheerful, festive, serene, intimate. About 1720, Bach composed his first series of preludes and fugues in all major and minor keys. They have different moods, and for some sad, mourning pieces, speculative connections have been made to his personal life. His wife, Maria Barbara, died unexpectedly in the summer of 1720. The music is instrumental, but sometimes words can also be heard. A subject of the 19th Prelude is built around a very well-known choral. The melody alone is enough to evoke the words "O Haupt, voll Blut und Wunden." In the St. Matthew Passion, the choral melody sounds 5 times, each time harmonized differently. The words first appeared in 1656 in the most popular choral book, Practice of Piety in Song. The collection offers comfort to people torn by war and plague. The words for our Haupt were written by the poet Paul Gerhardt. Personal experience is central to his art. For him, his metaphors are reality. Recognition of a melody is a powerful force, an emotion in itself. It connects and triggers involvement. Bach made maximum use of it in his second year of cantatas. Yet there is something odd in this prelude. The entire subject is one of pure, sweet happiness. We can close the case and attribute any similarity to chance. Or we can dig a little further. The chorale melody was used at least 13 times by Bach. The melody sounds in a chorale from a cantata from 1716, a few years before the composition of the 19th Prelude. The cantata tells about the sweet hour of death. Sweet because death is accompanied by going to heaven, sweet heavenly joy. The serious chorale melody is accompanied by cheerful flute tones. Bach performed the cantata again in 1735 on the occasion of Candlemas, a feast celebrating the Virgin Mary. The theme of the prelude can be seen as a new guise of a similar or the same story. The Maria connection has even deeper roots. The composer of the beautiful chorale melody was Hans Leo Hassler. In 1601, he published a very successful collection of love poems set to music, Garden of Lust. The expressive melody had an ambiguous text by an unknown writer. Ambiguous because the text could be read both devoutly and secularly. A man in love sighs, I am moved by a sweet girl. The heart of the text says, when I see you, I am in paradise. The first letter of each verse, printed in capital letters, reveals her name, Maria. You don't have to be a historian to connect with the meaning of music. The music speaks for itself. But the historical context can provide a broader picture and sharpen observations and experiences. The complex network of possible links in the 19th Prelude could point to very personal, happy memories. Grief is complex, and even happiness is part of it. Bach did not know the countless stages of passion, pain, love, and also did not suspect the possibility of expressing these in music, said Eugène d'Albert in the foreword to his 1906 edition of the Well-Tempered Clavier. It also takes a receptive listener to let what is in come out. The more familiar you are with the style, the more striking it becomes. So let's observe carefully and be faithful to style elements, to let the music speak for itself. In the next video, we will see how Bach calligraphed accents in a 3-part measure by connecting and separating 8 notes. Stay in touch and look forward to more.